Hey friends, fall is here and today I'm going to bring you along with me as I clean and prepare to decorate. And we actually do the decorating here in our apartment for fall. Hopefully it's something that inspires you. You can turn it on while you clean and decorate yourself, or while you are doing the dishes or sitting and having a cup of tea. As you come with me, I'm going to be sure that I share some of my tips and tricks for the healthy fall aromas and decor options over a lot of the superficial, artificial things that you find at the store that can really be harmful to your health, as they often contain endocrine disruptors and respiratory irritants and that sort of thing. For more on that, be sure to check out my video on endocrine disruptors hiding in fall. But for today, let's dive on in. I'm usually pretty good about keeping our living room and our dining room area tidy and straight, because when you live in an apartment, that's the first thing everybody sees when they walk in the door. Small spaces mean you have to stay on top of decluttering and just tidying up. However, last week I was canning lots and lots of Concord grapes last minute, my first time doing that ever. And yesterday we were up in the mountains enjoying the aspen trees here in Colorado. So some things have gotten a little more cluttered in this area. We're gonna tidy that up before we pull out the decorations. However, first things first, we're gonna load up the diffuser. All right, I'm going to try a new diffuser blend for today. This is from the Life Steps app, Wellness Diffuser Blends, and it is the Autumn Leaves. It is 4 drops of Northern Lights Black Spruce, and then 3 drops of Tangerine. Whoops, my tangerine's getting low. All right, so we're gonna learn a little hack. When your bottle gets low, you want to squeeze the sides to pop off the reducer. And then carefully, because there will be some more in there, sometimes it comes flying out and sometimes it is low. 3 drops of Tangerine. Time to open my new bottle of Tangerine. And then vetiver is very, very thick. I'm gonna do 2 drops of vetiver. Might take a second here. You can tap your bottle, that will help it come a little quicker. And if you really, there we go, 1, 2. If you're really impatient with your vetiver, you can add a little bit of carrier oil in there, and that will help it go a little faster too. And then 2 drops of clove. As we get started cleaning, there are 2 things that I absolutely must have. I need my Thieves household cleaner and my furniture polish. It's currently empty, so I'm going to show you my DIY furniture polish recipe. And then also, because my Thieves cleaner is actually kind of low, we're going to go ahead and fill that up. I want to add a little oomph to it and just give it a little bit more fall aroma, just for fun. It doesn't really need it, but we're gonna go ahead and do that. So let me get this is how I keep my furniture polish recipe. It's real professional like. I'm surprised I still have it after 2 years. I need to get a binder put together. That is my goal of all of my home things. I say that's my goal. It's a vision. There's not a goal yet because there's no date on it. I have some other goals I'm handling first, but it's coming up very soon. Let's go ahead and grab the Thieves Cleaner. If you are not familiar with Thieves household cleaner, this stuff is fantastic. It comes in a concentrate. This is the small bottle. You can get a larger bottle of it as well. And then you dilute it to however much you like. It comes out to around $1 a bottle when it's diluted. So I don't know about you, but I can't find any really good, clean, safe cleaners for less than $1 a bottle, especially any cleaners that are effective. And Thieves household cleaner Doesn't even have a poison control warning on it. All right, so I'm putting 2 capfuls of Thieves Household Cleaner in here. For normal dilution, you could totally do 1. I am using this everywhere, including our kitchen very, very frequently. And so this one is mostly our kitchen, our living room, and our dining room, I should say, because I keep a bottle also under each bathroom sink. But because this one's in the kitchen a lot of times I'm dealing with some heavy grease. But I'm going to oomph the fall aroma in here by adding some more Thieves, and I'm going to put about 10 drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, maybe 15, 13, 14, 15. I really want to smell it. So I'm going to put Thieves in there because Thieves smells like fall in a bottle. And we all know the benefits of Thieves Vitality for the immune system. Remember, same oil, different bottle. Okay, and then some orange. Very uplifting. Oh, my orange is low like my tangerine was. I have another bottle of both up on my rack right here, but we're gonna have to do the same trick. Lid off. This one I think that might have more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Maybe I had already done that with the tangerine because there were only a few drops, and usually it comes out fast like the orange does. There's still more in here actually. So we'll put him back up there, and then some cinnamon bark. Now you could add nutmeg, you could add whatever else you want. There's actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the Life Steps app that I was referring to, which is totally free. As long as you have a Young Living membership, you can log into that for free. It's fantastic. Courtney Kreitz and her husband have put it together, and there are recipes galore. There's an all about fall resource on there that gives you some special, if you like pumpkin pie spice smelling. I don't want that in my cleaning stuff, but you totally could. If that's you, go for it. Do that. There's 3 or 4 different aromas in there. I decided to make my own just based off the oils that I have on hand currently and what I like when I'm cleaning. So now all I'm doing is diluting with water. Now this is an old apple cider vinegar bottle. I probably should have said that at the beginning. And because we only really use Thieves products in our home, I don't even label it. Honestly, if I had a whole bunch of degreasing variants, I would, but I know when I reach under my bottle under my counter that this big bottle is my Thieves household cleaner. So if you feel like you need to label your bottle, great. If you have a dark color bottle, even better. But I love having the glass. This is an old spray top off of some cleaner I had years ago that I rinsed out. And so that's where I got the spray top. However, you could get them from the Dollar Tree and just get the bottle, recycle the bottle and grab the top if you wanted to. I will say caution with that. I did that one time with a really full bottle and was holding it from the top. The threads are not as strong on those, and my glass bottle dropped straight down into the toilet at our old apartment complex and put a hole in the toilet. So caution if you use the Dollar Tree ones. You can, I would just make sure you hold them by here and not by here. Okay, so we have our multi-purpose Thieves household cleaner that's gonna go over in the living room, dining room area. And then also we need some furniture polish, because before I decorate, I always like to start with clean surfaces. And I really, really like to have not just like my basic dust. I wanna have my furniture polish done. And so for this, again, friends, pull out your Thieves household cleaner. Actually, I'm gonna do the olive oil first. You could get real sophisticated and you could measure this, like real sophisticated like. My recipe says Thieves cleaner, olive oil, and then it has my oils. So, olive oil, I'm gonna put about yay much olive oil, maybe just a little bit more, because again, we want this to polish. Obviously, you're not going to use this one on any mirrors or glass surfaces or anything like that, or the olive oil is going to not work as well. And then, and this is just my regular standard, this is Thrive Market olive oil. Then, take my Thieves household cleaner. And I'm I'm going to dilute, because there's that olive oil in here, and this is a small bottle. I would normally do 1, maybe 2. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2. Oops. And then we're going to add lemon, pine, and orange essential oils as well. I'm gonna grab some more orange, my lemon, grab my pine. Pine has been all the rage lately. I'm not sure if you have read any research on that. Please don't comment anything in particular below that could get us flagged. Just know, if you haven't researched pine recently, it might be a really good oil to dive into. Okay, but I like to use it in my cleaning stuff because it reminds me of, my mom used to use pine sol when I was growing up, which I cannot breathe around pine sol anymore. It really irritates my lungs. However, I love the smell of pine. Makes me think of clean, freshly dusted surfaces because of that. Then we're going to add 7 drops of orange. So I did 7 of pine. We have to take the lid off of this, don't we? 7 of pine, 7 of orange, and 5 of lemon. Oh, it's new bottle time. This will go into my container of empties along with the old tangerine. But don't worry, new bottle. 6, 7. If you get a couple drops extra in there, no big deal. Then, obviously that's not it. Then we're gonna fill with water. If you're planning to keep these recipes for a long time, and you're making big batches of them and you're not going to use them frequently, you might want to use distilled water, because the distilled water is not going to have any minerals in it and it's going to help your product to last longer. Now, I use mine relatively quick enough. I've never had an issue using straight tap water. So right now, that's what we do. Then shake it really well. Obviously, you'll have to shake it each time before you use it because there's olive oil in here, and oil and water separate. So we're ready. Let's head on over. The first thing to tidy up is the Christmas decor box that's over here. Don't worry, it's not just Christmas. Down on the bottom are the fall decorations, which we will be pulling out. But while we straighten everything up, I'm actually going to move these over into the other room. Light. I've had it for less than a year and it broke. So if you've noticed that any of the lighting is getting darker in our videos, it's because I have to see if I can get this replaced. But I'm not going to keep storing it out here. Side note, if you haven't seen The Chosen, it's time. Oh my gosh. This stuff. This is honestly recycling. I'm gonna load this up and take it to the recycling thing. It builds up here because we don't really have a good spot to store recycling. And they say they pick it up in our valet trash, but I checked with the company, they don't. Our complex doesn't participate in that. So I'm gonna load this up and let's go take that. That's a good chunk of what's over here. Now that the recycling is gone and the bucket is clean, this is my bucket for my Azure Standard order. The last one I got, I just cleaned it. I did a quick Thieves Cleaner spray. I like to do that when I first get them before I put anything in there. If I was just storing grains in there, honestly, I would probably just leave it at that because it's clean. I cleaned the whole thing. However, I'm going to be brining a brisket in this before I store anything else in it. And so I'm going to be doing brining a corned beef brisket in here before I store anything else in here. So I'm going to make sure this is dry all the way here in just a minute. And then I'm actually going to go wash it with some dish soap as well. And I just know it's a little harder to clean all the nooks and crannies. That's why I like to do it with the Thieves Cleaner first, because who knows what it picked up when it was in the truck on the way here. If you haven't noticed, I like to pick a spot in my room and kind of work my way around, and that helps me just stay focused on what's in front of me at that time instead of getting super overwhelmed with looking at the whole picture and everything that gets done and not knowing where to start. So this is my hiking backpack from yesterday. Honestly, a lot of things stay in here. There's only a couple things that I switch out on a regular basis. However, whoops. This particular one has some pine cones because when we were on our hike in the mountain yesterday, I picked up some pine cones for our decor. I had some from last year and they got a little moldy after sitting out for 9 months. And we're gonna pull those out. I think that's it. So I grabbed some pretty pine cones. And yes, I'm brushing things on the floor right now. Vacuuming is the last thing I do so that I can do that. My wallet and my oils case. Those are the two things that go back and forth between my backpack and my purse. So those go back in there. And then honestly, this is ready for our next hike. So I'm just gonna zip it back up and go put it in the guest room closet. The cross stitch that's sitting here on the arm of the sofa is just gonna stay there right now because I am working on it every day, and so I'm keeping it right here where it's accessible versus putting it away and taking it out, putting it away and taking it out over and over. I am, however, gonna go ahead and switch out some of the oils that are on this shelf. I like to keep the oils that I'm diffusing in our living room on a regular basis right here so that they're easily accessible. And I'm switching out. I've got a lot of kind of summer scents here that I want to switch out with more fall scents. tip with dryer balls. This is an old Himalayan sea salt container. I haven't even taken the label off, but I washed it out and have a few old oil bottles in here that are open along with the lids and the reducers. And I pop my dryer balls in here, pop the lid on, and then once all my laundry is out of the dryer, I'll put this in the dryer. Not turning it on, obviously, but just store it in there, because if we had a laundry room with more storage space, I would put it on a shelf or something. But our laundry closet doesn't have a shelf, except for the little tiny one that keeps our laundry detergent that I have. So anyway, this allows me to have slightly scented dryer balls without having to use my oil on them every time they're in the dryer. Now, here in the dining room, I'm just doing a very, very quick polish of the top of the table. I'm not going to go into the chairs and the bottom and all the things today, because I follow the FLYLadies. Should say I loosely follow the FLYLady system. And so this week's zone is actually the living room, front porch area, and entranceway. And so focusing on the living room makes a lot of sense this week because it's my detailed cleaning zone week anyway. We'll be moving on to the dining room next week. So I will do some more of this next week. Today I'm just gonna do the top, just like we're gonna hop on over because now all the surfaces are clean in the dining room except for our decorating. And I'm going to do a quick vacuum and mop of the floors. Nothing super detailed because again, FLYLady system. Later this week, my missions include focusing on the baseboards and then also a detailed vacuum and stuff. So more detail, and that's going to be later this week. Right now, I'm actually just gonna quick vacuum. But first, I almost forgot, my favorite hack for dusting your lampshades is to use a lint roller. Now we vacuum. Okay, so everything is straightened up and cleaned to the point where I feel comfortable decorating. And I'm going to show you, I went ahead and pulled out of my bin our fall decor. Now, we don't have a ton of fall decor that we store because apartment, but also in the words of Natalie Bennett from her channel, she said, I don't like when it looks like fall threw up over my house. It's like, yeah, I don't want it to look like fall threw up over our house. I want a little bit of touch, a little bit of warminess, a little bit of hint of fall. So this is what we have. Now I would like a little bit more than what we have, but again, storage, apartment, minimal is good. So literally these 4 pumpkins are all I store that are fall decor. But we're going to scatter them across, and then I have this candle. It's a beeswax candle, fantastic lead-free wick, all of the good things. Some pine cones that I collected yesterday up in the mountains. And then I just started taking the bow off of this. I got this at the Target dollar spot several years ago, and I have been using it for Christmas decorations in various ways. I actually use it for part of our Advent candle display. Currently, I put it in the center with a little manger scene in there. And then this red ribbon is usually tied into a really pretty bow. I just pulled that out because I think what I'm going to do is actually try tying some corn husk around there and see what it does. We have a whole lot of corn husk and we have some corn cobs. And we're going to use some natural things in addition to these to get the fall feel in our home. So there you have it, friends. Super, super simple. No need to go out and buy a whole lot of fall things. Of course, if you have some good quality pieces that you find that you want to add to your annual display, awesome. Keep in mind the storage. And as Dawn from the Minimal Mom says all the time, is it inventory that you want to manage? And is the mental space and the caring for it worth it? To me, seasonal decor, as much as I really love it, I like having pops of it and less inventory that I have to manage. I don't love knickknacks. I don't love things that I have to take down and dust all the time. I like to be able to run through with my feather duster once a week and then do my detailed cleaning on my fly mission zone. We do just a little bit more for Christmas than we do for the fall. Keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it budget friendly, and bringing in those elements of the earth, bringing the outside into your home. Things like corn husk. These, I didn't go out and buy corn husk, friends. These are literally from the sweet corn that we have gotten from our CSA, and I have an entire giant mesh bag full of them that's hanging in our pantry as well. I have corn cobs saved from that and the corn silk, because did you know almost every part of the corn is useful? You can eat the kernels. The silk is fantastic for drying for teas or making a tincture out of it. And the husk then and the cobs can both be dried as well. The cobs are fantastic for scrubbing pots and pans. They work really well for that. They're great fire starters and they burn to coals and not ash. And your corn husk, you could burn these. You can decorate with them. You can use them for tamales. These might not be so good for tamales. They kind of shriveled up. I haven't done that yet, but lots of different things that you can do with your corn husk. You can get real fancy with the crafting. I prefer the simple tie, maybe a little hot glue, maybe a tack here and there. But as far as it goes with like a seasonal craft that's only going to be around for a small period of time, I'm not spending hours and upon hours doing it. Now that cork pumpkin did take me a couple hours to put together, if you include the time to go to Hobby Lobby and get everything to put together. However, it's a seasonal decor item that's staying around every year. It's not something I have to replace. And almost all of it was upcycled, with the exception of the glue sticks, the leaves, and the beads. Thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you got some cleaning and decorating done yourself as well. If you are new to this channel and you like what you see, then please subscribe, comment. I love getting to know my subscribers and what kind of content resonates with you guys, what you're looking for, what questions you have, and just getting to know you. So be sure to introduce yourself and have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, take care, friends. Cheers.